Joining me now is Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Congressman, great to see you this morning. So what can we expect to see in this report?
Well, this report's going to show massive fraud in the unemployment insurance fund claims during the pandemic. It's going to show that as much as 20% of the funds were issued fraudulently. And even more concerning, the Biden-Harris administration knows this, yet they've done absolutely nothing to, number one, hold anyone accountable, and number two, to fix the problem. And even worse, they want to make this program permanent. And what we found were many of the state unemployment systems had old information technology systems that were easily hacked by fraudsters. We know that people were paid unemployment claims in excess of what they were actually making when they were working. And this is more evidence that the Biden-Harris administration just doesn't care about how our tax dollars are being spent. We're spending deficit money up here in Washington like crazy, and yet we know and we can prove all this waste, fraud, and abuse, but the Biden-Harris administration doesn't care. They just want to keep spending taxpayer dollars that are being borrowed from China. It's very concerning, and this report details it and proves that there are many easily fixed remedies that can be done to solve this problem in the future.
So how do we fix the problem? What solutions has your committee come up with to ensure that we don't see more Americans fall victim to fraud because of these programs?
Well, we found that some states hired people, they didn't do thorough background checks to process claims that had been convicted of identity theft. So obviously we need to have background checks of who's actually working on the claims. We found that there were many state employees and federal employees who were involved in schemes with fraudsters because they knew there was so much money going out. Everyone was panicked because of COVID. There was an opportunity ripe for fraud. This needs to be remedied. People need to be held accountable for their roles in allowing this to happen. And we need to update our technology. Many of these states that administer these unemployment programs have old software that is very susceptible to be hacked and to allow for fraudulent payments. We need to also, and this is the biggest thing, they need to show proof of work to receive the unemployment benefits. I mean, that is something that wasn't even required to receive unemployment benefits. All you had to do was go online and apply, and the check started coming.
I want to pivot now, while I have you, real quick, to tonight's debate. So I know you, like millions of Americans, will be watching. What should President Trump's strategy be tonight, and what do you want to hear from him on the debate stage?
He needs to focus on policy. If this election's about policy, we win this election, because we've seen for the past 3.5 years what the Biden-Harris agenda looks like and how it adversely affects working class families. Donald Trump needs to compare and contrast the 4 years he was in office and what the economy looked like, what we look like on the national stage compared to today, what the Biden-Harris economy looks like, what inflation has done to every American when they go and buy their groceries and fill their cars up with gas. And Donald Trump needs to talk about the future and explain why a Trump administration is more beneficial to our children and grandchildren than a continuation of the Biden-Harris administration. So I think if Trump focuses on policy, obviously Harris is going to try to get in his head and try to get him to snap so the media can be offended and outraged that he attacked a woman. Look, this just needs to be about policy. If this election is about policy over the next 60 days, Donald Trump's the next president of the United States.
So yeah, take a listen to Kamala's campaign team in what sounded like them setting the bar low for her ahead of the debate, while essentially praising Donald Trump. Take a listen.
Well, look, all jokes aside, we are taking this extremely seriously. Donald Trump is a skilled debater. He has been in the most presidential debates of any candidate in presidential history. This will be the vice president's first presidential debate as the nominee. And so, we know that Donald Trump is preparing, as he has been for weeks. And so he's going to come ready.
Just about 20 seconds, but what do you make of this? Is this a case of if she doesn't perform well, they can fall back on that and say, well, we knew Trump was skilled on the debate stage?
Yeah, her campaign has no confidence in her. That's why they won't let her do basic interviews, much less a debate. They're going to set the bar low, and they've already written the headlines. Harris did much better than Joe Biden. That's what the headline will be tomorrow in the mainstream media.